Hey, what is going on, Fan Clan? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny Phantump. Happy Tuesday. I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you're having a great week so far. Before we begin, I just want to say thank you so much for just clicking on the video and giving me a chance. I really appreciate it. If you like the information that you hear, please hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a like, leave a comment. It goes a long way for the algorithm. Share the video, share the channel. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers this year, and it's all thanks to you guys that we are on our way. So thank you so much for everything. Today we're going to talk about promo cards, which is something we don't normally talk about. We talk a lot about ultra rares, and then we have spent some time in the past going over commons, uncommons, even hollow rares, about what maybe you want to pull out of your bulk, what cards are heading in the upwards trajectory, but we haven't spent a whole lot of time going over promo cards, and I wanted to focus specifically on Sword and Shield promo cards because those might be cards you already own that are really starting to gain steam and really starting to climb in price. Promo cards have always been a ton of fun to collect, right? Because they're outside of that main series set, so you either have to go somewhere or do something to get these cards specifically. I remember when promo cards really started coming out with the WB cards that came out with the first movie and various movie promo cards that came out through the years, but really those vintage promo cards like the Gold Border Meowth, the Computer Error, there were so many great ones. One of my favorite ones that I ever owned, and I owned it only for a very short period of time, was the WB stamped Mewtwo card, where the WB stamp was transposed upside down in the wrong location on the card. So for those of you who might not know, there was a limited run of those WB stamp cards with the Dragonite, Pikachu, Mewtwo, and Electabuzz, where the stamp, which normally appears in the lower right-hand corner of the actual image of the Pokemon, was transposed upside down on the wrong part of the Pokemon. So maybe a sheet or a few sheets went in upside down, and then it was stamped in the wrong direction. So there's a very limited amount of those. I owned a Mewtwo copy, but I only owned it for like a week before, unfortunately, I had to get rid of it. Those are selling for, I mean, well over $1,000 for each of them, so it's absolutely crazy. I haven't owned one for a very long time, but I was looking at them just before I recorded this video because I was like, I wonder how much those are going for, and it's sadly out of my price range. But I'm going to flip you guys around, and we're going to talk about Sword and Shield promo cards in specific that are really starting to trend upwards in price, where you might be able to get them, where you might have gotten them from. I'm going to start out looking at this Jolteon V, and this one came out of those Jolteon, Flareon, and Vaporeon tins, so they had I think they had 4 packs in them. The MSRP on them was $19.99. This card has been right around $10 ever since it came out, and it dropped down, as you can see, to $6.84 at the beginning of March, middle of March. This is going over data over the last 3 months that we pulled off of TCG Players, so as you can see, a lot of these cards are trending in the upwards direction. There is one that I wanted to focus on that's actually going the wrong way that we'll get to in a minute here, but this Jolteon V stands above the Vaporeon and Flareon, definitely because of its playability, but also other factors that might go along with it. I believe these tins came out right after Evolving Skies came out, so they do have an Evolving Skies pack in them, but I don't know if you might be able to find some of these tins still at MSRP pricing around Target or Walmart, big box stores like that, but they're few and far between now because it already has had a couple waves. But Jolteon V right now selling for $9.50 for a promo card, which is very rare because those tins, the MSRP for those tins is $20. So when you have the promo card by itself totaling $10, that's half your cost that you have invested in the product already, and then you get 4 or 5 packs that already come with it as well. In addition, then you're looking at about $2.50 per pack as opposed to the normal $4.18 that you might pay for MSRP. The next ones that we're looking through here really shouldn't be too much of a surprise. These were fairly limited when it comes to releases. So you have this Jolteon VMAX right here. These are the alternate art, so these weren't included in Evolving Skies. These were actually in their own box set, their own collection boxes. You had the Vaporeon, the Jolteon, and the Flareon. They had a full art alternate art V card and a full art alternate art VMAX card for each Pokemon, Jolteon, Flareon, and Vaporeon, and those are all pretty much on here. They are all skyrocketing in price, going up in price for the singles. You can see with the Jolteon, it dipped down to $16.37. We're looking at 3-month trend history here, so these are all fairly significant percentage climbs, percentage hikes for all of these cards that we're looking at. Its high point of 25.67 is where it's actually sitting right now, so it's at a high point over the past 3 months. I believe these boxes were $40 MSRP, but they were very difficult to get. A lot of people were kind of selling them at above pricing, and they were fairly limited in their run. They weren't reprinted. I don't foresee them getting reprinted, but you never know. Vaporeon VMAX is the next one that we're looking at. $25.96 is its 3-month high. That's where we're sitting at right now. At one point in time, it was down to $14.84, so it's almost doubled in price over the past 3 months. If we look at the Flareon V, again, this is the other box, so those 3 boxes alone, the cards are making up about $40 worth of cost by themselves, so it's basically like getting getting the packs for free, and that's not including the other ancillary products that came with it, like the jumbo, the pin, and so on and so forth. The Flareon V is sitting at a 3-month high right now at $20.57. This was also down $12.97 is where its low point was, so it almost doubled in price right here as well, which is absolutely crazy. The next one I wanted to look at isn't at a 3-month high, but it is trending in the upward direction and very close to that 3-month high, and that's the special delivery Bidoof. It is higher, well higher than the special delivery Pikachu, probably because it's got the Charizard in there. I don't know what's happening with the special delivery Charizard, if that's coming out, when it's coming out, if it's ever going to come out, what the plan is with that. But you can see here the high point was at $184 at the end of January. It dropped all the way down to $162.29, so a fairly substantial drop there, where you dropped closer to 15% in the span of just a couple of weeks, as a lot more of these started hitting the market. And now as they start to turn over, you can see it's coming back up to that 3-month high. So it's sitting at $180.06 currently, which is very close to that 3-month high. Then we're going to look at the Jolteon V, which again, those boxes that we were just talking about, 1977 is its high point, which is very, very close to it. It hit its 1977 3-month high a couple weeks ago. Now it's dropped down to 1878, but as you can tell at the end of the graph there, it's starting to trend back in that upward direction. Its low point of $13.10 it hit in the middle of March, and since then it's done nothing but go up. The lone exception to the cards that we're talking about right now is this Marnie. So the Marnie is a very interesting product because it came in those Marnie milk cartons, and there was other promo cards that were included in there. Those other regular art Marnies, and I believe you got 3 of those along with the full art Marnie. You might have even gotten 4 of them. I can't remember exactly. But this box itself, this milk carton, was supposed to retail, I think, for $40. There was a lot of issues right when it came out because of how limited it was. There wasn't a whole lot of additional print runs of this. It seemed like a lot of distributors were kind of holding back on this because of its low print run, and then wanting to kind of upcharge a little bit to storefronts. So the Marnie milk carton has pretty much stayed constant at about double MSRP since it originally released. You can find these running for about $70 to $80 all day on eBay, on TCG Player, on different marketplaces. The Marnie card itself has dropped significantly from where it was. Right now it's sitting at $28 or $29.48, which is just above its 3-month low at $28.71. So it's been fluctuating in the downward direction, about 10% down over the past few weeks here. The next card that I wanted to look at is the Flareon VMAX, going back to the evolutions that we were just talking about. This card is trending upwards. It's at a 3-month high right now. Its 3-month low of $12.22. It also hit in the middle of March. A lot of people starting to pick these up because they realize, hey, maybe this isn't going to get reprinted. It's $16.89 currently, which is its 3-month high. Then we're moving on to the Blastoise VMAX, and the reason I wanted to highlight this one and the Venusaur is because these collection boxes have started to show up a lot in retail stores, kind of like an additional distribution. Maybe a lot of marketing companies were holding back on these, sitting on a bunch of them. I believe they also showed up on the Pokemon Center website, but this promo card by itself is interesting because it's selling for as much as it is, which means that makes that promo box, that box that it comes in, much, much cheaper, because the packs then they become much more affordable since the promo card is selling for so much. The 3-month high of this specific product is $20.79. Right now it's actually sitting closer to its low of $16.28, but again, like I said, this has been like redistributed. All of a sudden it started showing up a lot more, so that's why I wanted to highlight this one, because I think it's going to start trending in the upward direction again as more people get their hands on it, as it gets more into the field. I think that we're going to realize, hey, this product is gone now. It's probably gone for good, and a lot more people are going to try and jump on those cards in specific. Then we're going to look at the Gold Pikachu V. Now, there's 2 cards in here that I pulled from the Ultra Premium Collection because they are trending in the upward direction, and they are not the metal cards. They're the other cards that come with the Ultra Premium Collection. This Pikachu V is one of them. Its high point of 1959, it actually hit a couple weeks ago, and now it's sitting at 1932, so it may continue to trend upward, but you can see its low point at one point in time was in the beginning of February, where it hit 2350. So it's up about 30% since then over the last 3 months, sitting at around $30 right now. With the continued rising cost of the Ultra Premium Collection, it wouldn't surprise me if this card followed suit. A lot of grading companies aren't grading those metal cards, so this is kind of like the next best option when it comes to it, sending this Pikachu V in and sending that gold Pokeball in along with it. Then we've got the Vaporeon V. This is the one card we didn't cover out of the evolution so far, sitting at $19.40 as its 3-month high, which it's very close to right now. $19.17 is where it's currently sitting. Its low point of $14.48, again, like many of the other evolutions, was hit in the middle of March, and it's done nothing but go upward since then. I wanted to highlight the Pikachu VMAX. This is the one that came from that big Pikachu figure collection because I do anticipate this this card kind of continuing to rise a little bit. Those Pikachu figure collections were highly distributed, and a lot of people found them all over the place at Targets, Walmarts, places like that where they were readily available. But now, as Celebrations becomes less and less available for a lot of people, this is a card that a lot of storefronts and a lot of people are going to have and hold on to. Those Pikachu figure collections are a real big pain for a lot of people to ship and a lot of places to ship. So breaking those open and sending the contents by themselves out might be might make a lot more economical sense for people who might be selling their copies of those figure collections. So we'll see what happens with that. It's also sitting at a 3-month high right now. We're very close to it, which was $6.19. Currently, it's sitting at $6.12. At one point in time, it was down to $5.68. So not a whole lot of discrepancy there, but definitely something that I wanted to take note of. Then we've got the Venusaur VMAX. So this is the other collection box that went along with the Blastoise. This card seemed immune to the redistribution a little bit because it's continuing to trend in the upward direction. It's at a 3-month high right now at $14.38. In the beginning of February or middle of February, it was down to $8.26. So it's gained about $6 since then, which is about 40% that it continues to go up, closer to that 50% mark, actually. Very strong performing card, and it continues to rise. The other card that I wanted to highlight was the Gengar, just because it is a more expensive promo card, considering the fact that it came in a box set, just a collection box set. And those are typically not great performers because there are so many of them available, but the Gengar has done extremely well just because of the popularity of Gengar. I believe this came in the Stow Inside collection box that came out with Champion's Path. Its low point of $7.52. It hit at the end of March. It's climbed back up a little bit where it's sitting at $7.90 right now, right around its 3-month high. But it's more the price point at this than the growth that I wanted to talk about, because it is a lot more expensive of a promo card than a lot of cards you might see in those collection boxes. Then we've got the Vivid Voltage pre-release Snorlax. This is a card that's climbed up quite a bit, probably because of its playability, but also because of other factors as well. Obviously, being a Snorlax is a big Pokemon for a lot of people, a lot of big fans of that card. $13.42 was its 3-month low, which it hit kind of at the end of March there. It jumped up to $16.57 for a 3-month high, and that's where it's sitting right now, so it's gained about 20% right there. Then we've got the Rayquaza V that I wanted to look at. This one's a little bit different because this came in those battle decks, those league battle decks. It was Rayquaza versus Noivern. There's a lot of these that are available out there, a lot of these that are available for order for LGSs, and a lot of these that are available when you walk into maybe a retail store. These are selling for about $6 a piece right now, which is much different than the Rayquaza V, which is basically a bulk V out of Evolving Skies. This one is performing a lot better, probably because of the fact that a lot of people don't have this card, so they're willing to pay a little bit more for it rather than go out and spend the $20 on a league battle deck or $30 on a league battle deck. So it's a lot better than a bulk V price. Also, the artwork on it is really cool. And we've got the Flareon card. This is selling right now for about $4.09, which is a 3-month high, but it's significantly higher. It's almost doubled in price than the $2.45 price tag that it had at the beginning of February. I believe this was in the 3-pack blisters for Darkness Ablaze, which are pretty much impossible to find nowadays. Those are very difficult. That was one of the products from Darkness Ablaze that really just kind of had one print run. They've obviously reprinted ETBs, they've reprinted booster boxes plenty of times, but that 3-pack blister, I think it just had that one print run right at the beginning of release, so these are a lot more difficult to get a hold of, and that's why this is selling for a little bit more than a lot of those other 3-pack blister promos that you might see. Kangaskhan, another Darkness Ablaze pre-release promo. This one is selling right now for $7.11, which is a 3-month high. You can see definitely trending in the upward direction, up about 40% from where it was at the end of January when it was at a 3-month low of $5.26. Then we've got the other section of the Ultra Premium Collection, which we haven't touched on yet, and that's the Gold Pokeball at a 3-month high right now, selling at $12.37. Kind of like the Pikachu V, it hit its 3-month low at the beginning of February. It's right around the time where that final third wave of Ultra Premium Collection came out. A lot of people don't think it's going to get reprinted. Who knows what's actually going to happen, but that's why a lot of these Ultra Premium Collection contents are starting to climb in price. $12.37, still not too bad of a price for that card, considering the fact that the Ultra Premium Collections are selling right now for about $350, which is absolutely crazy. Then we've got the Blastoise V. This was available in the Blastoise starter deck that kind of came out. There was a Blastoise and a Venusaur. The Blastoise V has been performing very well. It's sitting at a 3-month high right now at $8.55. Not a whole lot higher than its 3-month low of $7.12, which it hit at the beginning of April, but still up about 20% or so, trending in the upward direction. The last one that I want to talk about is the Galarian Moltres. I do like this card a lot because of its artwork. Also, its playability has also helped it quite a bit. Its high point of $7.99. It hit just a couple weeks ago. Now it's hovering right around $7.71. Definitely going in the upward direction, but way up percentage points go, as far as percentage points goes, from its $4.61 price tag that it was at the end of January. So these are the promo cards that I really wanted to highlight. There's other ones that are doing fairly well too, but a lot of them are much smaller in price and much cheaper. I found all of these just by going to tcgplayer.com and then adding in a lot of filters and things like that and just tracking movements, going through all the promos. There's a lot of really cool promos that came out in Sword and Shield. So if you're somebody who collects master sets and also wants to look at buying promos from the Sword and Shield block, there's a lot of really cheap ones on there that you can get for decent prices as well, but there are quite a few of them that are available. So hopefully you guys enjoy the information. If you do, like I said, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below, share the video, leave a like, leave a comment, because it does go a long way for the algorithm. Thank you so much for everything, guys. I really appreciate you. I will see you next time. Peace.